Here in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park, Saturday baseball on the show. The Atlanta Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. First pitch coming your way next. And today's starter, Christopher Sanchez. What should we keep an eye on here?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
Ronald Acuna Jr., the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one.
So, Boog, here's an interesting fact about Acuna. He has the most home runs at Truist Park. He passed Freddie Freeman for the top spot in 2023, and I think he might hold that record for a while.
Battling here as he fouls it away.
Circle change. Low middle.
Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Change. Low inside.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Here's the Atlanta Braves lineup. And Chris, this group has been struggling to put up runs lately.
Well, they haven't been on base a ton, and even when they are, they haven't been hitting very well with runners on base. So they need a player or two to really step up, have some quality at bats, hit according to the situation, and sort of break out of this. I think if they do, the rest of this lineup will follow.
Now, Drake Baldwin. Kemp turns to the right on the move. And there are two outs. Here is Matt Olson.
Low inside. Slayer. Low outside.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Sinker started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult.
Well, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. Phillies coming up to hit, no score. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here in Philadelphia and going for Atlanta, Chris Sale. What do we have on him?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
One away. And time now for the Phillies lineup. With an excellent arm on the mound, Singy, this won't be easy. They'll need to take advantage of the opportunities that they do have.
You're right about that, Boog. Odds are they won't have many chances against this guy, but if they can rattle him out of the gates, they'll have a shot. If not, look out. It might be a long day for this offense.
Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Ripped on the ground to second. Albies over to first in time. Here tonight, an efficient start to the home first, 2 away. 2 down, bases empty. Here comes Bryce Harper.
He's done a great job making contact recently, hitting better than .350 this month.
And a swing and a miss there.
He's in a great spot right here, ahead in the count 0-2. All 4 pitches in play right here, partner.
Ball.
Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Down quickly go the Phillies. Scoreless after 1. Top of the second, now in for the Braves, Austin Riley. Ground ball to Bohm. To first, 1 pitch and 1 out. Ozzie Albies up to the plate.
Low inside.
Yep, that ball went out.
Sinker. Low inside.
Ball.
Ricky Holiday, our umpire behind the dish, known as pretty fair umpire for both hitters and pitchers.
Yeah, I think that's right, Boog. There is a little inconsistency on the corners of the plate. You can't always be sure how it's going to go with those borderline pitches as the game progresses.
Check swing, but he went too far. That's strike one.
Low inside.
Upstairs, and that is ball four. And that's their first base runner of the game.
Well, that's a really good take right there, and that's just mentally prepared, knowing that if it's not on a tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have one more strike to work with. Not easy to lay off, but he did an excellent job in that plate appearance. A lot of pitchers have caught on to how good he is hitting the first pitch. Smart to avoid the zone right there.
Albies leads off first with one away. That just misses, and the count is 2-2. Got him. Now 2 out.
Well, you could see his eyes light up when he saw that pitch coming into the zone and change up over the middle of the plate, and it was up, but it's just hard to lay off that pitch because you know you can handle the velocity. I think it just drifted a little too high on him, and he swung through it.
That one misses. Ball one.
Circle change. Low inside.
A little out front there as he swings through it.
Low inside.
Swings and misses. Struck him out. Braves strand one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here in Philadelphia, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Adolis Garcia stands in for the Phillies. Chris Sale ready to get back to work. Just missed. Hit on the ground to short. Dubon tosses to first and quickly one away in the second.
Oh, Boog, we talk about how the ball is coming out of a pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder, wow, really impressive.
Drilled out towards left center field. Harris racing after it. Got it. Covered plenty of distance there. 2 down. It'll bring up JT Realmuto. Swing and a bouncer. Dubon fires over to first, and Realmuto is out, and that is that. We'll move to the third with no score. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Mauricio Dubon. Popped up to the left into foul ground. Takes it in for the out.
Well, that was a pitch you got to crush. Unbelievable that he missed it right there. I'm telling you, he is going to be frustrated with himself until his next at bat.
Sinker. Low inside.
0-1 now. And a foul ball.
Slider. Low outside.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Circle change.
The 0-2.
Outside.
Fights it off. He'll see another.
Sinker. Low inside. Slider.
Top of the third. No score.
Outside.
And a breaking ball misses outside.
Slider. Low outside. Circle change. Low middle.
The 2-2 gets a check swing. Now an appeal to third. Got him. Dave Lawrence rings him up. Back to the leadoff spot in the Braves lineup. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. at the plate.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. Reaches over the wall, and he's got it. Front half of the third coming up. No score. Bottom of the inning. And now for the Phillies, Alec Bohm. Chris Sale back to work. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Justin Crawford at the plate now as he chases after that one.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
Right back to the mound. Could be an easy two. There's one.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Base is empty after the double play. Otto Kemp getting ready to hit. And that one a little below the knees. And that's ball one. Challenge from behind the dish here. Didn't miss by too much, but it'll stay a ball. That knocks them down to one challenge left.
Nope. Outside.
In the air, left field. Makes a nice running catch. And the inning is over. On to the fourth. Still scoreless. All set for the start of the inning. Now it's the Atlanta catcher, Drake Baldwin.
You know, these Braves, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
Low outside.
That one ripped right center field. That's down. One hops off the wall. Safe at second with nobody out, and that double has the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Showed some really nice patience in that at-bat. Worked himself into a good count. Off the bat, it was headed for the gap all the way. And as a hitter, you love seeing those as you take your first couple of steps out of the box. You know you've got some real estate to run on. It's such a good feeling. Nice liner into the gap right there. Now let's see if they can put up the first run of the game.
Low inside.
Sosa. That's the first out in the top of the fourth.
Not a bad outcome in that spot. The runner moves up to third, and now they have a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. It's not a knock, but at the end of the day, it's a good at-bat.
Riley in the box now. Takes strike one.
That's a ball.
Sinker. Low outside.
That's ball two.
The Braves looking to strike first. Top half of inning number 4. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Middle inside.
Up the middle. Base hit into the outfield. And they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead.
Well, he comes through clutch with the RBI single. That was big. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
Sinker.
Riley stands at first with 1 out. On the ground, right side. Dives, and he can't hang on. Safe at first as they can't make the play. Here comes Mike Yastrzemski to the plate. That one finds the zone, and that is strike one.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Big.
Low inside.
Foul off the plate. They'll do it again.
Slider. Low outside.
Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. Slider got him for strike 3.
Wow, just great bite to that slider. Broke hard out of the zone, and he just couldn't hold up the swing. You know, as a hitter, that pitch is really hard. Taken. There's just not much you can do with it. You know that, but you don't want to get rung up by the umpire.
Base hit into center field. Here comes Riley. Here comes the throw. He'll score easily, and they take a 2-run lead.
Picks himself up an RBI. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Dubon in the box as he fouls off the first pitch.
Sinker. Low outside.
Oh, that pitch is out.
Circle change. Low inside.
Good
Oh, that's
spot
low.
for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Oh, that's
Just
out.
missed.
Slider. Middle outside.
And that'll load the bases.
Well, interesting. He went with the off speed and walked the hitter. Man, you got to challenge the guy with the fastball.
Michael Harris the second. Next up for the Braves. Hard hit right side. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. But 2 runs for them and they jump ahead. And midway in the 4th, it's the Braves 2 and the Phillies nothing. This is NL East baseball here on MLB The Show. Back at Citizens Bank Park, ready to go, bottom 4. Trey Turner stands in for the Phillies. In the air, out towards left center. Yastrzemski under it. And there's one down. Here comes Schwartz to the plate. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. The Braves up by 2. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Sale, 36 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2010.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Swings and misses. Out number 2.
No, that slider down and away. It's just kind of a slow death. With 2 strikes, you're looking to protect, and halfway to the plate, you know you've committed, and you know you're going to have no chance of touching it. Tell you what, sometimes you just have to tip your cap.
Here comes Bryce Harper. Struck out swinging his first time. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
2 really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Jackknifes out of the way. Flails at that one. It's a strikeout. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. They trail it here 2-0. Ready now for the 5th inning. Now the leadoff spot for the Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Hey!
Sinker. Low middle.
Close, but called a ball. And 1-1.
Sinker. Low middle.
Line drive, base hit. And a good start to the inning.
Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Sinker.
And he'll 1. In the air, left field. Kemp settles underneath it. Takes it in for the out. One out man at first. Matt Olson next up for the Braves. On the ground to the left. And foul ball.
Middle inside.
Swings through that one out in front that time.
Middle outside.
Rarely will you see a pitcher just waste a pitch like that. The batter wasn't even tempted to swing. Every pitch needs to have a purpose so that it can set up a following pitch to help you get that out.
Middle inside.
The 1-2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another.
Circle.
Acuna, the runner at first with one gone in the inning. Lined, and that's a base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with one gone.
Circle
Here is Austin Riley.
Outside.
Ball, that's outside.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get two. Get out of this.
Sinker. Low inside. Slider. Middle inside.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again.
Sinker.
The Braves trying to break this one open. And we're at the top of the fifth. Got him swinging for the K. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the...
They get the force. Inning over. 2 left for Atlanta, but they're on top 2-0. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and now it's the cleanup spot for the Phillies. Adolis Garcia.
You know, these
that's
Phils,
outside.
they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. Just one base runner to this point, and it's not exactly early anymore. They have guys in this lineup capable of sparking something, but it just hasn't happened for them yet.
Out there to center. One up, one down. And here is Sosa to the plate. Fly to center his first time. Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline. The Phillies down by a pair. Last half of inning number 5.
Ball 1.
Base hit center field. And that's a 1-out single.
Only 2 hits allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
Hit on the ground might be 2. To second for 1. On to Smith. 2. Still nothing on the scoreboard for him after 5. It's the Braves 2 and the Phillies nothing. Welcome back. It's been a great game, so let's take another look at the most important moment so far. Mike Yastrzemski, the next to hit.
Left fielder Mike Yastrzemski.
Sinker. Low middle.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
Slider. Low outside.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. Strikeout number 8.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. So the call stands. One challenge remaining for them now.
Sinker. Low outside.
Foul ball there.
Slider. Middle outside.
The 1-1. And that is out of play.
Circle change.
The
Low
1-2.
inside.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Smith wants to challenge this, thought it was a ball, and it's going to stay a strike. So they're now out of challenges. 2 outs, base is empty.
Sinker.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Mauricio Dubon. Line drive. This looks like extra bases. And that's a double.
Up next for Atlanta.
I'll tell you,
fielder
when
Michael
you smoke a
Harris
line
II.
drive into the gap like that, I mean, sure, home runs are king, but
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Christopher Sanchez out of the game, and they trail as he exits, but he kept them close. A new arm will be on the mound after the break. A new arm into the game, the righty, Andrew Painter.
and that's a big potential run out there in second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can. Ball out there on the mound, he's got to go right after this hitter because you don't want to turn this lineup over. This is the guy that you've got to get that final out, get out of this inning.
And a 2-1 on the way. That one missed. Runner at second, 2 down. And we're in the top half of the 6th. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
Right fielder Ronald Acuna.
And here comes Ronald Acuna Jr. in a huge spot. Oh, great stop. Over to first. And very nicely done for the out. It's the Braves 2 and the Phillies nothing. Back here in Philadelphia, bottom of the 6th inning, Alec Bohm stands in for the Phillies. Hit hard on the ground to short. Dubon to first. Leadoff man retired in the 6th. So digging in, Justin Crawford. He's 0 for 1. Fouled off. He was late.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
And it falls. And a man aboard, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
That ball right there landed in what they call a no man's land, meaning it's not really a spot on the field where you can expect anyone to get to it easily. I mean, it's a tough play going back for the shortstop, but also for the outfielders trying to come in. They got to go a long way as well. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Kem in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. Tap foul at the plate.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
Sale keeping him close. Runner on the go. That's in for a strike. Throw bounces, and he's in there safely with the stolen base.
Well, he picked over once just before the pitch to check on him, but that didn't seem to slow up his jump on the pitch at all. I think that guy's been studying some video. Awesome job to be prepared, got the timing down, and he gets into scoring position.
Man at second.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
And it remains 2-2.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit is probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
And that's down and away. Ripped to third and caught.
That at bat is a positive sign, even though it probably doesn't feel like it. He hit the ball hard, but it doesn't always work out in your favor. Sometimes a defender is there to make a play.
Turner stands in here, takes ball 1 low. In the dirt. No advance. Good job behind the dish. Man on second, 2 down. Runner breaks for third. Pitch misses. Throw to third, and he's in there easily.
I think he surprised everyone in the ballpark, and especially the pitcher. It wasn't a great lead there, but when he took off, I think he caught him off guard. Nice job to get to third.
Two balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. Turner thought that one missed, and here comes a challenge. So the call will stand. So that removes their last challenge. The Braves trying to protect a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Bounce to the left side. Now the throw to first on the run. It's there, and that's a great play. So another good inning for him on the mound. 6 shutout innings now. It's the Braves 2 and the Phillies nothing. Top of inning number 7. Now in for the Braves, Drake Baldwin.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
Man aboard on the leadoff single. And now it's Matt Olson's turn to hit.
Middle inside.
That one inside. Ball 1. Painter in his rookie season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, a slider, a curve, and he works in a 2-seamer. That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going.
Below inside.
The 1-2. Into center and a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Back-to-back base hits. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more.
Over to Turner for one. A sensational double play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Here is Ozzie Albies up to hit.
Two-seam fastball.
Here's your 1. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play.
4-seam fastball.
2 outs and a runner at third. Here in the top half of inning number 7. That one lifted to left. And that'll do it. 1 left for Atlanta as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Back here in Philadelphia, here's the Phillies DH, Kyle Schwarber. And that one wrapped foul.
This lineup is having a tough time finding a good rhythm at the plate. Their swings are disjointed, which tells me they're having issues with pitch recognition.
Movement in the Atlanta bullpen. Ian Hamilton, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Bummer warming up as well. This one smoked on its way out of here. That should get the dugout going. And just like that, they're within a run. This crowd has really come alive. This place is loud.
Good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Here comes Bryce Harper, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
Nope.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
In the air to left center. Yastrzemski has a beat on it. And there's one down.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
Whips one to left. That's a base hit. And the tying run is on base.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, and all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. That does it for Chris Sale as the lefty makes way. He exits with the lead and gave them a really nice performance. New pitcher on the bump when we get back. Here comes a new arm for the Braves, Ian Hamilton. This is his first appearance of the season. Edmundo Sosa stands in for the Phillies.
Good swing out of him last time. Ripped a liner in the center. If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Chopped out towards short. Dubon over to Albies. Not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice.
Shortstops are expected to make tough plays look routine, and that's what he did right there. Just a great example of why he plays one of the most demanding positions on the field.
Ripped on a line to center. And that will end the inning. Phils do get one back on this solo home run. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show. Back here, Citizens Bank Park, ready to begin the 8th. Mike Yastrzemski up here. Swings and lines a base hit into left field. So a man on base to start the inning. Now it's Dominic Smith.
Low middle.
You know, these Braves, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. It's been one good swing after another, and 7 of their hits have been on line drives. That's a lot of barrels, a lot of noise at the end.
Ground ball left side, could be 2. Turner to second. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Here's Mauricio Dubon. Check swing, no appeal, and it's 1-0.
Two-seam fastball. Low outside.
In the air to left center. And that is that. Braves go down quickly here. They lead it 2-1. Back at Citizens Bank Park, bottom of the 8th. Alec Bohm stands in for the Phillies. Late swing, fouled off. Looking to get the tying run on base. Swing at a ball lifted to center field. 1 away. So up next, Justin Crawford, 1 for 2. And that one is lifted in the air. 2 down. There comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Ian Hamilton won't go any further, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming up. We'll be back in a minute. New arm out of the bullpen, Aaron Bummer. The southpaw's been really good against left-handed hitters. Otto Kemp stands in for the Phillies. Up the middle, Dubon whips it to first on the run, and he gets him. Nicely done. Phillies go down quietly in the inning. They're down 2-1. Back here in Philadelphia, they put themselves out in front with a nice display at the plate. Take a look at the spray chart for where their hits have landed.
Yeah, when a team has this many knocks, a lot of the time it clustered to one side or another. Not today. They're hitting it all over the field.
Righty reliever out of the pen, Orion Kirkering.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
The 1-1.
Ball 2.
Four-seam fastball. High inside.
That one pushed foul out of play off to the left.
Sweeper. Low inside.
And now 2-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Four-seam fastball. High middle.
This one drilled right center field. That one heading for the fence and gone. He circles the bases and they boost their lead. It's 3-1.
A little more breathing room is always a good thing in baseball, and now they have it. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spent on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
Here's Acuna now.
Low middle. Sweeper. Low middle.
With the big bats coming up and a home run already surrendered, he's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
Swings through that. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here at the top of the ninth. Stays alive.
Four-seam fastball. High inside.
That one the other way and a base hit.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Fastball off the plate a little bit, but a really nice job of going with it. Punched it to the opposite field for that knock.
High inside.
Check swing, and he went 0-2 now. In the dirt, and the runner stays where he is. Here's a 1-2.
Nope. Inside. Ball 2.
Sinker. Low outside.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again.
Sinker. Middle outside.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
Sinker.
Acuna aboard here at first with nobody out. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2.
Sweeper. Low outside.
Ground ball could be 2. The flip, there's 1. How about that double play?
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
And now Matt Olson up to hit.
High outside.
Foul ball.
Four-seam fastball. Middle
2 down, nobody on.
Ball.
Sinker. Middle outside.
Swing and a miss. Gonna count 1 and 2.
Low outside.
Sets him down looking. That was pretty nasty. 1 more for Atlanta on the homer. It's now a 3-1 ball game. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show. We're back, and on the mound is the closer, Raisel Iglesias.
Hey, look, we'll see how it factors in. I just can't emphasize how much that insurance run in the top of the ninth means. I mean, just such a big difference mentally when you're chasing 2 runs instead of 1.
That one ripped left field. That's got a chance. Out of here! A solo shot. And just like that, they're within a run. Here comes the crowd. They're feeling it right now.
Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one. And, you know, he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
And Kyle Schwarber will come up. That one at 95, missed up top, ball 1. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. The Braves trying to close out a one-run lead. And the home team trying to pull it out. And that's a strikeout looking. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Well, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
So Harper stands in. That misses the zone, and that is ball one.
Part of the order coming through now, and with one home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Towards first, and it goes just foul. One down, Phillies down a run. And fouled off. In there, sets him down on strikes. Phillies have just one out remaining.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his third strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
Now here is Adolis Garcia. Crowd locked in right now. One-run game here in the ninth. And that one fouled off. This could end it. And that is a good eye on a pitch down low. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, and that's the ball game.
After 4 wins in a row, you start to think a little bit that you're on a roll, and that's the momentum that just takes on a life of its own. Players start hitting up and down the lineup. You never know who's going to come up with the big hit, who's going to come out of the bullpen and get the big outs, but it's a good feeling, and you want to extend it.
3-2 the final score. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.
She said she want one to stay. How much you want?